Hey everybody, so I probably don't need to tell you that this right here is the all-new Jeep Wrangler JL, and in this case, this is a Rubicon model. Now, it's off-road capability that really sells Jeeps, but there's another big selling factor, the fact that the roof comes off. So here on our Rubicon model, we have the hardtop, and in this video, I want to see exactly what it takes to get that roof off of there. Now, as we're taking the hardtop off, I'll also show you all the different Easter eggs that you can find here on the Wrangler, because Jeep hides all sorts of fun little things around this vehicle. And then finally, we'll go for a quick drive and talk about which roof option on the Wrangler is going to be best for you, this hardtop or the new power retracting soft top. So we got work to do, let's get started. So this process begins in the glove box, and no, there's nothing in here that you need to take off, but there is the Jeep provided toolkit. Now this little toolkit is going to have everything you need to not only take the roof off, but also take the doors off and fold the windshield down. And it really is just that simple. And what I really like are these instructions from Jeep. There's an entire little instruction manual in here. You can see how small it is. And Jeep does a really good job at offering these dead simple step-by-step instructions. Like I said, to get the roof off, to put it back on, to get the doors off, and to fold the windshield down. And any process that can be described in so few steps in such a small manual seems pretty easy. Now, I've never taken the hardtop off a JL before, so we'll see how this goes. So first little Easter egg, over here in the corner of the windshield, you get that great little classic Jeep graphic, and you'll actually find that a couple other places on the Jeep. The most obvious one, right down on the wheels. You can see right there on our Rubicon, that's stamped right onto the wheel. So first step, you're going to want to open the back of the Wrangler, and you'll see right over here, there's a couple of connections to the hardtop that we're going to have to change out. So luckily they are pretty simple. So the electric connection here, you just pull this little red tab down and then you squeeze, and then this whole thing slides right out of there. And here's what's really cool. Right here, Jeep actually gives you a little receptacle where this fits in. So once you got that out, you work it down here, and there it actually clips in right there, and that's nicely dealt with. And then up here, this is the wiper fluid hose, and there's a little quick disconnect right there, so that pops right off. And once again, on this little mounting plate, there's a little holder there for it. So you just tuck that on there. Oh, she's a little tight, but once it's got it, it's a nice tight grip. And now both your connections are safe and secure, and your hardtop is disconnected. Next step, freedom panels. Here's another fun addition on the JL. This can be found on the swing out gate in the rear. Reminds you of all your dimensions, water fording, and of course, that it was built in Toledo. Now here's something fun. If you're anything like me, you like to identify what generation of Jeep is driving at you. And there are three main tells which are going to give away a JL compared to a JK. The first one, the air vent right there behind the fender. That's only on JLs. Now the other two are both up front. Number two, these right here, those marker lights in the fenders, that's only on JL. And then here's maybe the biggest, most obvious one, the headlights. On the JL, they push in to the slot like that. If you look at a JK, this is just straight up and down. So if you see one of these driving at you, those are the ways to tell if it's a JL and not a JK. So next up, you got to do these freedom panels up here above the driver and passenger. And if you just want the quick convertible experience, you don't want to take the whole roof off, you can just pop these off and drive with it. So there's little plastic connectors at all four corners. Oh, sorry, just three corners. And then up front, you got the big hook right here. Same on this side. We've got 1, 2, 3, and then the big hook. And that should be it. These should pop right off. So we'll take off this one first. They are numbered, and the driver's side one is numbered as number 1. So freedom panel off, and there's actually a nifty storage bag. I'll show you that too. here's what you do with your freedom panels from Jeep. You put them in the carrying case that comes with your Wrangler. So there's a styrofoam base here. This is number one, the driver's side. It stands here. And then you pull this side up and there's this cloth sheet which comes down between the two of them to make sure they're protected from each other. And then you take your next freedom panel and you stand it in here like so. Like so. Now it is a pretty tight squeeze, but that's okay, because once this is done up, you're gonna have a nice package. And you know, especially if you're going a summer long with the top off your Jeep, you want to make sure that your stuff is protected and safe and easy to carry, and there you go. So then you just grab it and go store your freedom panels. Okay, now those freedom panels are off, so we can start with the hardtop. I'm just looking at my instructions here. There are 8 bolts that hold on this entire hardtop, just 8 of them, and all we need is the T50 ratchet. So we get our toolkit, it has the ratchet right in it. Oh, and there I'm already dropping something. That's probably the one I need, because that's how my life usually works. So it appears that this is just the bit. And which one of you guys is the T50? There it is. There's the T50 Torx. So, oh, there we go. I thought I needed this adapter. Do not. So that's all we need right there, the T50 Torx bit and this little guy, and we're gonna get a screw in here and get these bolts off. So I personally really appreciate this feature from Jeep, and that's because if you're anything like me, you're missing all kinds of little bolts and washers and stuff. Jeep actually gives you specific spots to store your bolts. So you see right there, it says roof. There's holes for 8 bolts. Now so far we only have 3 off. But once we get them all off, we'll slot them all in there, and then they're nice, safe, and secure. They're not going anywhere. You close this, out of sight. Love that feature. So another Easter egg here are the floor mats. So take a look. They're made to look like topographical maps, which is pretty cool. But up here on the front passenger side, there's something extra special. Take a look right there. That's a little dino head. And I don't know this for sure, but I'm assuming that must be a nod to Jurassic Park. Now that's a pretty cool Easter egg. Let me at this point say that it does definitely help when it's a beautiful sunny day outside. That's extra motivation to get this top off. And now for the final 2, I climbed up here just on the driver's side door sill, and they're right up here above the B pillars. And these are the final 2. Now next step, we gotta peel this hardtop off of here, and I've been told it's a little bit heavy, and heavy or not, it's just big and bulky, so I'm gonna call in the reinforcements for that. But let me finish getting these unscrewed first. Come on. Guys, full disclosure, this video was supposed to just be about the roof, but I saw the instruction book here for the doors. It's 3 bolts, so I've been tempted. I gotta peel the doors off. So first the 1 T40, 2 T50s, and yeah, let's get the doors off, then the roof, then we'll go for a cruise. So first up, you put your T40 on, and there's one connection here you have to do, and Jeep even makes it a long bit. You can see it's longer than the 50, and that's because to access this, you need a longer bit. So, you know, they've really thought of everything with this installation process. So you do have to take a wiring harness off the door here. There's a plastic panel here that you pull straight back towards yourself. There's the front off. And oh, I'm stuck on something here. Come on, baby. There it is. And that panel stays right there. So the wiring harness connection is right here. So there's a little red tab here as well. You slide that up, you open up this little white handle, and then this whole wiring harness should just pop right out of there like that. Now this strap is just hooked onto this hook here. So you close the door a bit, get some slack, and there, the whole wiring harness comes off. Tuck it in your door pocket, and you're good to go. Now this wiring harness does just dangle here, but once you get this panel back on, you'll have no issue at all hiding it. And like you just saw here, you gotta watch out for your doors, because once this little door check is off of here, this thing will swing right open and make contact with the fender. There, that's back on there, out of the way. Let's keep moving. Okay, one interior bolt's off. The wiring harness is off. The last step is just two T50s right here on these external hinges. Now you want to be careful here not to scratch or paint, but you can do it nice and carefully. Now, one thing I really like about this new JL is the doors are designed so you can reach in, and there's actually like a handle, a little cutout where you can really hold on to them. And there's the door. So now I can show you this handle. You can just hold on to it like that, and the door's certainly not light, but it's not that heavy either. Now let's do the passenger side. Here's a neat one. On the driver's side of the hatch area, you'll see this little JL logo imprinted right in the plastic. Those little dots underneath, you guessed it, that is Morse code for JL. And like that, she's off. Yeah, absolutely. You're not doing that one by yourself.
You're not doing that by yourself.
And boom, open air Jeep. I love it. All right, let's take off now, and here we are living the Jeep dream. We got no doors, no roof, and there's no doubt this is a huge selling feature. I mean, there's no other vehicle on the market, period, that offers such an open air experience, and especially on a beautiful sunny day like this, it is really nice to have. Although I must say that where I'm at, it's only 5 degrees Celsius, so it's certainly not the kind of heat you'd want to take the roof off, but that's okay. I'm just happy that it's not winter time anymore. So when we're talking about which roof option to buy in the Wrangler, I really only see it as two different choices. You have the hard top, or you have the power retractable soft top. Now the regular soft top, the manual soft top is still an option, but the manual soft top, you can have that with the hard top. You can get both and then just swap them out. So in the summer, you probably want to go soft top, winter you go hard top. But if you get the power folding soft top, that's it. You are stuck with the power folding soft top. Now I had it on a Sahara model that I drove just last week. I can show you a clip of it here. And I did really like that soft top. However, after my experience today, I would definitely go hard top. It was really simple to take all the panels and the doors off, easier than I expected, to be honest. And just after, knowing how easy it is, I'd get this hard top, because then you have options. You can take the hard top off, put the soft top back on, or just leave it open like this, put the hard top back on. And considering how hard or easy it is, depending how you want to look at it, it's not a big deal to do it. Even if you did it once a week, peel it off for the weekend, put it back on for the week, you could do that, and I don't think it's that much of a hassle. So I'll give lots of kudos to Jeep for really offering not only more roof options, but just making this hardtop so easy to come on and off. Okay, so now you saw how the Wrangler comes apart, but how does it go back together? Well, for this process, I'm gonna do it all non-stop, and we'll do the roof first, then the doors, and I'll tell you how long the entire thing took me. I got my handy Jeep toolkit, I got my dad over there helping me out. Let's get this sucker back together.
All right, I quit. Tired of helping them. You're never gonna move.
Don't tell them that. They'll really think I live in your basement. is, all buttoned back up, doors back on, hardtop back on, and I don't know exactly how long that was. I'm gonna have to watch the footage and review. I'll throw the time up right here, but didn't feel that long to me. It's a simple one-man job, except for that hardtop. You need 2 people for that, but besides that, the JL, taking things on and off, really simple. And that wasn't always the case for Jeep, but they really focused clearly on this year, making things easy as possible, and they really are easy. But wait, there's more Easter eggs. It's actually 2 days later now, but I've discovered 2 more Easter eggs on this JL. Right here, this indent, that's for nothing more than having a perfect cup holder. So if you're doing some work at the back of your Jeep or just hanging out on the trail, you can put a beer in there, a pop, whatever you got. Now, the other one's really just for fun. This one's at least a little bit functional. Right up here, if you look very closely, see if the camera focuses right there, you see a little pair of flip-flops. And that's just a fun little design detail. And there you go, now you know how to get your JL ready for the summertime. And let me reiterate, if you're choosing a roof for your Wrangler, get the hardtop, because with this roof option, you can take it off. You can put on a manual soft top. You can buy aftermarket soft tops. You have all kinds of options. If you go for the power retractable soft top, it is easy, you know, 1 button, 1 touch operation, but in the long run, if you ever get sick of it, you can't take it off, and it's an expensive option. So overall, this setup right here is definitely gonna serve you better. So why don't you guys head down to the comments, let me know what you think about this video. As always, hit subscribe and then come back here to the channel for the latest news, views, and real world reviews. See ya.